Happiness is a fraud, a joke, a sham. Happiness isn't real. It exists nowhere, and no one has it. Well, what is it then? If happiness is always out of reach, always promised, alluded to, what is happiness in any real sense? It's a brand. Happiness is the face of the product. The celebrity spokesperson telling you when to go that way, come this way, jump, stop, cry, laugh, quit, commit, live, and die. Happiness is why you open TikTok. Happiness is why you buy your favorite team's jersey. It's why you put your hobbies in your Instagram bio. And it's why you join your group in hating on other groups. If that's true, if happiness whispers sweet drops of joy and comfort when we do these things, why do they leave us worse off every time? Why do you go back for one more drink, one more night out, one more post, one more reel, one more cigarette, one more episode, one more round of that game, and one more slice of that pizza? Why, despite knowing that you want to regain control over your life, do you return to the hand that feeds only a small ration of momentary escape? You do it because you don't know what else to do. None of us do. The idea of a happy life used to be a journey. There was no getting to this serene and final place, no winning in the game of life. It was about knowing yourself, mastering all the conflicting desires within you, and becoming able to live your life on your terms. Struggle was essential, heartbreak was inevitable, and failure was a blessing. There was no such thing as winning at life, just getting better at living and loving each day as it came. So, what happened? Long story short, we were lied to. Happiness was the new frontier. It was a car, a dishwasher, beauty products, alcohol, a successful career, service to one's country. Then, happiness was escape, rebellion, getting rich. And now happiness is followers, brand awareness, clout, attention, views, clicks, likes. This list could really go on forever. The point is, how could so many products, so many things people profit off of, really be the key to happiness? Well, they aren't. They are what's called a signal. Until recently, it was rare to encounter something in the world that got you truly excited and interested. Your passion, your calling would hit you like a truck when you first came into contact with it. But what big advertisement and marketing has figured out is how to take advantage of this mechanism in our psychology that latches onto that. Take an example. Let's say you find yourself becoming interested in photography. First, you need to buy a new camera. No big problem there. But then the pressures come piling in. When you tell people you do it, they will often ask if you sell photos, if it is a side hustle. You know, what's the real reason you're doing it? After all, in this modern world, what's the point of doing things that don't have any real benefit? Now you need to get a better camera in order to be competitive. You need lenses, social media profiles, portfolios, advertisements, otherwise you're not a real photographer. Next thing you know, the enjoyment is gone and you've found yourself with a part-time job. It's as if in order to prove we're actually a photographer, sports fan, video game fan, or anything, we need to surround ourselves with products, posters, clothes, you name it. You have to demonstrate. You have to purchase the products if you really want the happiness. Yet this drives us in the completely wrong direction. We are taught that we need money in order to do things that make us happy. But what if you already have the ability to do something that brings you joy without getting more money? I mean, it's literally like we have already arrived at the promised place, but somehow keep getting told that there is something better somewhere else. The key here is how we respond to these pressures. When you're trying to find what your thing is, where you should look to get that real joy out of life, you can't be thinking about what anyone else thinks of it, how it will look to them, or some supposedly real or practical benefit it will get you. Enjoyment is practical. There's literally nothing more practical than the enjoyment of life. People always try to act like it's all about the serious things. But what are the serious things for? Why do we want better healthcare, better infrastructure, a better economy, better education, better opportunities? so that we can live and enjoy life. Every single thing humans do is about trying to find a way to live life better. So why would we turn what we enjoy into a brand, a product, a job? This is what I mean about happiness being a brand. It isn't supposed to be, but it has been converted into one because no matter what type of product or person, happiness sells. And in order to keep selling, it necessarily needs to not actually deliver any happiness so that you come back for more. So, if seeking happiness leads into all these mazes, what should we do instead? If what we really want is some kind of permanence, some kind of state of mind and being that allows us to avoid being miserable and feel like we have ample opportunities to express ourselves and live a good life, we should seek something else entirely. And if you do seek this, happiness will undoubtedly find you at some point. The philosophies of history have all thought about this in some way. Aristotle called it eudaimonia, the Buddhists called it nirvana, and the existentialists called it being authentic. All of these, and many more, point to a way of living, not a state we find ourselves in. But none of them really expresses what we need in this modern age better than Nietzsche's idea of the free spirit. Being a free spirit does not mean to not care, to simply wander the world and be the opposite of the rest of the world. It means to master yourself, but not so that you can make yourself work harder or something, but so that you can become free. The ancient Greeks had this notion of freedom where they didn't just think of it as being allowed to do what you wanted. To them, you could still be a slave under a democracy that gives you rights, because if you lived your life in terms of beliefs you inherited, cultural values that you blindly follow, or in service of some powerful desire, you were literally a slave. And how could one ever be happy if they're not free? The free spirit transforms themselves, first by saying no to all the world tries to force them to be, and then by being faithful to their own curiosities. We will never change the world by fighting it on its own terms. Only by embodying our defiance, only by becoming the thing that stands in opposition to this modern slavery, can we build a world that actually values happiness as a way of living, not a promised place to buy our way into. From here, it is simply up to you to ask yourself the tough questions and make the changes you know you want to make. Just don't forget, your life is not for sale. Your time is not a commodity. It's a chance to bring your world to life, so use it wisely. Don't forget to check out our members section after this video. You will find exclusive members-only videos, access to our Discord, and more. We are still a small channel, and growing on this platform is really hard these days, so any support you guys can lend is really appreciated. At the end of the day, just watching, leaving a comment, and liking means the world to us. So thank you to all who have and continue to support us.